I'm Martina, and today we're gonna try to build this huge and dark gothic fantasy city. And I'm gonna try to do it all in 14 days. I've actually never tried building on this scale before because it's gonna be freaking large, but at the same time all the details are gonna be tiny because we're gonna be operating on a much smaller scale than what we usually do. I've already made a sketch in Procreate of the fantasy city, and I think the difficult part is going to be just capturing that gritty, dark, gothic feeling I'm going for with all the spires and the beautiful window designs and all the little details. I really think this project is gonna demand all of our skills, and like, where do we even begin? Okay, just break it down, Martina, one step at a time. In essence, we can divide the project into 3 parts: the base, the construction, and the painting. And naturally, we'll begin with the base because, well, it's the base. Psych! We're doing construction first, which might sound a bit counterintuitive, but I just want to do the fun thing first for once. So I've picked this one little building at the end here. So I thought if we just try to build that, make it look super dirty and old, then we can concern ourselves with the rest after. Building number 1, let's go. I have made some calculations, which frankly wasn't very difficult because I'm working on a 1 to 100 scale. I just wanted to sound smart, okay? I have my measurements and a little plan for the first building. So I'm gonna use some XPS foam, try to cut out some walls, and try to make this building. First, extractor. Second, firewire. That's about the size. Just need to make it a little thinner this way. That's 1 floor, we just need a couple more. Why with the rhymes? Okay, cool. I kind of want to put lights in this, so I'm thinking just to hollow it out. So we just gotta add some glue, bada boom. And now, dry, my friends. But now comes the difficult part, because we're gonna need much more precision. My little walls. Oh my god. Precise and surgical extraction of the window. It's so tiny. Let's get the rest of them. Bruh. Measuring and cutting out all these windows takes forever. Look how cute it is. But you're looking kind of flat, my friend. We need textures. You're gonna be wood, you're gonna be stucco, and you, my friend, will be brick. 2 millimeter height. Aren't these the smallest bricks you've ever seen? This is gonna take forever. Why do I always end up doing bricks? Every time. There we go. And now the stucco. There. And now wood. First building complete. I really like how narrow versus tall it is. I just added some shingles, a little roof here, some stairs, some other detail. So it's done. And now we just have to make the rest of them.
Guys, we only have 1 house. We're literally on day 3. There's like, what, 11 more days, but we need like 20 more houses. Martina's gonna build a whole castle, tower, everything. We are running out of time. And drastic situations demands drastic measures. And I think I might have the solution. Okay, hear me out. So this is Martina's house, and this is the camera. My plan is not only to take glorious pictures of this beautiful house, I take a ton of pictures while rotating this. So this rotates, we take more pictures, rotate, and then we use a special software to stitch all these together, and we will get a 3D model that we can 3D print. Mass production, baby! We got it! Look at this, it already looks like a 3D model. Just by scrolling through all the pictures, we get like something that already looks like a render, which is kind of funny. So now all that remains is we have to go put it back into the software that will make an actual 3D model. All right, we're in the software. It's called Reality Capture, and I've inputted all the images, and now it's trying to make a 3D model, and it's gonna take a while. We'll be back.
Hello and welcome to my tower. We have tomatoes, goat milk and everything you need. Just feel at home. Okay, I have no tower, which is the entire problem. And I'm gonna need a lot of them because I want this to feel like a majestic and huge gothic fantasy city, not some small village thing. No, city big. So here's my plan. Step 1 is just make a long foam square. Step 2, another square but bigger. We just put that on top. Step 3, we're gonna laser cut some windows, glue them together, and put them in the square. Nice. Step 4, suffering. I'm gonna carve bricks again. Step 5, texture. So we just take some aluminum foil, roll it up, and roll it on. Step 6, 3D print the roof, put it on the square. There's our tower. Nice. That's one tower down, so now we just gotta make like 14 more. Let's go! Complete. Look at them all. Roofless. They're still 3D printing, so don't worry, they will all have roofs. But I think you can really start to like see the silhouette of the city now when you put them all together like this. So cool. I think my favorite little details here are just all the little windows. I've hollowed out everyone at the top so we're able to put lights in them if we want. But before we get to the light stuff, we have one more big thing to build. A castle. See, if we look at the sketch here, you can see that like big building with a round window at the back. That's gonna be our big giant castle. And I want to try to like make a Franken building thing with some 3D printed parts, some express foam, some other stuff to make it as epic as possible. And that thing is gonna be bigger than all of these ones. We got a lot of work cut out for us. Epic castle time. Let's go. You know, I always say individual bricks are better than texture rollers, but there's just too many bricks. I have succumbed. I will try it. You may mock me now. I have a confession to make. I'm a scatterbrain. Like, if I don't write things down, I don't do them. And if I don't make a solid visual plan for my projects, they just turn into this uncontrollable pile of chaos and I just give up on it because it's too much. Before I started this project, I used Milanote, today's ad, to plan the process properly. Let me show you how easy it is to use. Pick a template. I chose this little boy, but there's like 100 more to choose from. And since I like to keep it visual, I just smacked a bunch of inspirational reference images in there. Some little notes, pretty little arrows, some videos, to-dos, all the stuff. The nice thing is, I can just take all the thoughts I have and dump them into one spot and organize them into something that actually makes sense after. Look how organized this is! The exact opposite of what is going on in here. And as the project progresses, I just change it up. Add new to-dos, write down the problems I need to solve, find videos that can help me, you name it. Milanote is easy to use, it's a great organizing tool, and it's even free with no time limit. So if you want to stop wasting your time being unorganized, then sign up with the link below and start your next creative project. I really wish I'd found it sooner. And back to the project.
So it's been a couple of days, but it's been worth it. The 3D models turned out really cool. I 3D printed like 3 in a batch, so they're a little bit smaller than the original. But all in all, I'm really impressed by the level of detail that the 3D capturing software managed to get. And we might put up this 3D model for our patrons. If you want to download it, check that out. But that's not the only thing I've done. I 3D printed houses, more houses, spires, windows. We didn't make all of these 3D models. We purchased them, some were free. We'll leave a link down in the description for all of them. But now, over to something even more cool. This build is largely inspired by the Mistborn series, which is a really cool book series. A very important trait of the Mistborn series is that there's smoke, like fog coming in, like mist is coming in into the city at night. So obviously, we're gonna have fog machines in the build. What better thing to use for fog than vapes? So this is a common technique used in cosplay. So I built a little circuit here that basically connects to a pump and a vape, and that distributes fog through this box. So when I hook this up, we get smoke. So things are going forward. We're making progress, but it's been a lot.
Guess what? It's already day 16. I'm gonna do this in 14 days. Oh, Martina! When will you learn? I'm Martina and I make 2 big projects. I just never seem to be able to estimate how much time it actually takes to make something from scratch, you know? Like, you'd think after 7 years of making big stuff, I'd be able to estimate how much time I need, but I just never seem to learn. Anyway, I feel much better now. Thanks, guys. You know, I think I'm ready to get back into it. Huh. At least I still have hot coffee. You might have noticed, new mug, available in our store. Keeps your coffee warm when you forget about it because you're doing something else. Very nice. And we also have new sketchbooks and cutting mats. If that's your thing, then check it out. Anyway, the castle is complete. I think it turned out super cool, although slightly bigger than I intended it to be. But let me show you some of the detail. Okay, so we've tried to combine a lot of different materials here. So like down here, we have all these little 3D printed parts to add a bunch of detail. Then we have the texture rolled bricks and texture rolled shingles. And up here we have these nice little laser cut fences that I just quickly made. They added so much. And one of my favorite parts are these little bell towers. Look how pretty they are. And we added some more spikes on top here to just make them really pointy. And of course, a nice and pointy roof. And look at that gothic window and the voice crack. So pretty. I know it's looking kind of funky right now, but once we get the paint on, I promise it's gonna bind everything together and just make it look cohesive. Castle done, buildings done, towers done. So that means we can finally do step 1, building the base. But first, a quick little mango break. Okay, let's work. You know, the whole point of building all the buildings first was, of course, to figure out how big the base is gonna be. So I have put up all the buildings into a little town. So I've tried to do like some city planning here. So we're gonna have a nice wide road going up to the main castle, some narrow little side streets going along the side here. If you see it from above, we don't have anything in the corner here or here. So I was thinking just like chop, 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 do it like a octagon shaped thing. And over here I have my very primitive sketch with the top-down view. Oh, so nice. It's so satisfying at this point to be able to like put it together and see that it's actually becoming something. Because in the middle of the process, it just doesn't feel that way. Then it's just some bricks here, some roofs there, total chaos. But it's paying off, finally. First things first, main shape. Double sheet of XPS foam, because I want some variety in the landscape, so it kind of goes a little bit upwards. Trying to measure this correctly. Let's begin on this side. Fast forward. Finally, the base shape complete with 2 levels in the back, 1 in the front. Nice. Put it in the center. Just gonna mark it. I'm basically just gonna try to like carve the cobblestone road and the stairs directly into the foam here. We'll see how that goes. I finally finished up all the cobblestone. That took so much time. And I've also done a few more things. Let me show you. First of all, can we appreciate the look of these cobblestones? I'm really happy with how they turned out with the long ones on the side and the very, very small ones in the middle here. The way you can just walk up. Okay, anyway. The thing I did was I've added some tubing for the mist system here. So we have the box with the mist that is going to flow outwards here. There's also a tube going along here. Sorry, screwdriver. To the chimneys, and of course more tubing on the other side. Chimney, another mist box, and we also have a bunch of cables. So this is for all the LEDs we're gonna put in here later. It kind of look like just a very funky root system at this point. I had to make a lot of like cuts and holes and stuff in this thing to get all the tubing and wires in there. So right now it's looking kind of bad. I'm gonna have to fill those holes with some Sculptamold, the magic goo. The base is done, finally. The final thing I did there, just added some Mod Podge, some gravel in the Mod Podge, texture, good. So that means the base is done, all the buildings are done. We can finally do my favorite part, the painting, and of course assembling everything. Yes! Let's freaking do this! Complete! Oh, the relief! Seriously, I am so incredibly happy to have completed this thing. And somehow, I didn't intend for it to be, but it became the biggest diorama we've ever made. It just kind of spiraled out of control and kept getting bigger and bigger, and now it's too big to fit in the frame. I might have trusted the process too much this time. We're currently 1.5 weeks overdue with posting this video because it just, kept getting bigger. But that's okay. Thanks to our patrons, we're able to focus on building large stuff like this. If you like these kind of videos and these kind of projects, then consider checking out our Patreon or maybe our new merch, which is amazing, by the way, if I might say so myself. Oh, jeez. Oh, it's still very hot. Ow, should have checked. Enough talking, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to subscribe so I can see you in the next project. Now let's have a look at the final result!